This is the 80s Show on iHeartRadio. Let's start the show. Come on, let's go. Say ho, ho. Say ho, whoa, ho, whoa. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Easter's coming up. Easter and Halloween, two holidays I wholeheartedly approve of. Only because they are based almost entirely around the consumption of vast quantities of candy. And I've been attempting to eat in a more healthy manner, less refined sugars and less things that are awful for you and less things that are going to put you in an early grave recently. And I'm allowing the gloves to come off for Easter, which means candy. It's going to be awesome. I look forward to it. No jelly bean will be safe when I'm around this weekend. And I always like that part of Easter. Didn't you love that part of Easter? Man, so cool. But on my part, even as a young child, it required a certain amount of suspension of my disbelief to buy into everything that Easter meant. When I was a kid, I was like, okay, let me get this straight. Let's just see if I can put this all together in my young mind. There is a rabbit that lays eggs that are chocolate. Right away, we're off to a poor start in terms of my young mind comprehending how this made any sort of sense. Like, things like the tooth fairy, yeah, totally okay with that. Santa Claus, 100%. Bought into all of it. Felt like it logically checked out. But the idea that in celebration of the resurrection, the bringing back to life of our Lord and Savior, the resurrection, that right there, when you tell a kid that this has to do with the resurrection of Christ, and you're like, well, so does that mean I can die and come back? And they're like, well, no, because he was the Son of God. I was like, well, aren't we all children of God, if we're going off of certain people's beliefs? And okay, we're not going to say it's impossible, but we're going to say the resurrection in your case, should you die, is very, very unlikely. And so that, didn't really check out for me. And then you follow that. You follow that with this idea that a giant talking rabbit breaks into your home and lays chocolate eggs all over the place. And jelly beans made no sense either. It's a bean. It's made out of jelly. How does this have anything to do with a rabbit? Like, if there was an Easter chicken, maybe I could have gone along with it a little bit more. But on the surface of it, logically speaking, there are so many things that have to do with the way we celebrate Easter that make zero sense whatsoever. Does it change the fact that it's nice to reaffirm your faith in church when you go in on Easter Sunday? No, it doesn't. Does it change the fact that candy is delicious and it's a wonderful way to celebrate a holiday? No, it doesn't at all. So, what happens with Easter? Well, the vast majority of us, it would seem, suspend our disbelief, put aside logic, operate from a place of faith if we're celebrating it as a religious holiday. And I can't really think of a religious holiday in the Christian, Catholic, whatever you want to call it, believing in one God faith that makes less sense. Just, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And you know what? Maybe it's not supposed to make sense. God moves in mysterious ways. Faith is required. You want proof? Well, proof denies faith, and without faith, God is nothing. Therefore, isn't it perhaps necessary that we have these events that test faith in religion? Those that hold it dear are forced to hold it dear under some extreme circumstances. And in some cases, isn't that what religion is all about? Bypassing logic. Bypassing logic and going straight to the soul, going straight to the heart, leaving out the mind. Not in a negative way. For the people that it's valuable to, not in a negative way whatsoever. But when I think about Easter and think about the fact that it's based around the idea that children of God can come back to life, just not you, because you're not exactly the Son of God. But aren't we all the children of God? Yeah, whatever. No, probably not you coming back to life. Okay. So based around the it relies on us to believe in a resurrection. It relies on us to believe as children that there's a giant rabbit that breaks into our homes and leaves chocolate eggs. None of which makes a terribly large amount of sense. So I always bear Easter in mind whenever I'm looking at other faiths and other traditions that other cultures have and go, that's ridiculous. Oh, it makes no sense. That's just the silliest thing I have ever heard. And then I remember, well, from the outside looking in, a rabbit that does a B&E and leaves chocolate eggs is a little hard to swallow for people that aren't in on the joke. And I always try and remember that people of different cultures and different faiths are looking at things like Easter. Easter is probably the best example I can think of and going like, all right, okay, all right, if that's what floats their boat, then who am I to question that? Who am I to disrespect that? And, aside from ISIS folks killing people, and aside from religious practices that would hurt anyone else, all the way from ISIS back to the Spanish Inquisition and the Crusades and things of that nature, aside from religious practices that would hurt, harm, or kill anybody else, man, if it makes somebody happy, if it's part of their faith, if it's how they get value in their lives, who am I to have a problem with it? Rivers, ponds, lakes, and streams, they all have different names, but they all contain water. Just as religions do. They all contain truths. Muhammad Ali.
Fleeter, it's you and the senorita. Whooper blowing up the tweeter, cause it's me up in the speaker. Knocking the mama seater top down like a player. And the sound up in your ears, it is the dopest rhyme. Say I run a game like a cheater. I'm balling like Derek Jeter. Complete on the marathon, I mean the very last meter. Competition defeated, cause yo, my voice is just sweeter. So come on, follow the leader, plus I got the dopest of sneakers. Fuck the rest, I'm the best, there's no question. Fuck the rest and you know. Fuck the rest, I'm the best, there's no question. Are you ready to go? One thing you gotta know, let me just bear with me. Are you ready? One thing you gotta know, let me just bear with AD on your radio. On your radio. On your radio. Fuck the false modesty, nobody has ever been better, smarter, more clever. I'm winning every endeavor in competition. No, you never see a better competitor. Every fight of vendetta till a head has been severed. I'm the best that there is. I wake up and piss excellence. And if you're coming to battle on your house, I put up excellence. I'm just here to have a little fucking fun, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm second to none. Fuck the rest, I'm the best, there's no question. Fuck the rest and you know. Fuck the rest, I'm the best, there's no question. Are you ready to go? One thing you gotta know, let me just bear with me. Are you ready? One thing you gotta know, let me just bear with AD on your radio. On your radio. On your radio. Fuck the rest, I'm the best, there's no question. Fuck the rest and you know. Fuck the rest, I'm the best, there's no question. Are you ready to go? I'm just here to have a little fucking fun, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm still second to none. Fuck the rest, I'm the best, there's no question. Are you ready to go? One thing you gotta know, let me just bear with me. Are you ready? One thing you gotta know. Back once again, the ill behavior, deliberately giving your music a savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD. Can't nobody rock a party better than me.
So shout out your new friend.
Hey, you, what's that sound? Coming so loud from your radio dial. AD, be getting down when you're rocking the jams. Here I am, going back once again. I'm ruling all city like a king I am.
So I don't know if you caught it or not, but the folks over at Tesla, the next level futuristic car company, pulled an April Fool's prank yesterday. I don't know if this should be sort of like something they get punished for legally, but this April Fool's prank, enough people bought into it to where their stock is in a much better place today than it was yesterday as a result of April Fool's. We'll get into the whys and wherefores of all this in just a little bit. Right now, though, let's check in with super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhouser, and ask what we always ask. A, Funkhouser, how are you? B, what's going on in the world?
It's always A and B in that order. It's like a routine at this point.
Yeah.
I need to come up with more things to say than good. Yeah. Yeah. I need to have a less boring life outside of this show.
Maybe you should prepare one anecdotal story every single morning, because I like to weigh in with Funkhouser every single day, and get his take on what's going on, whether it be in the world or in his life. Only because I operate from a principle of it's teamwork that makes the dream work.
I just need more anecdotal events in my life that aren't boring as F. You know, like computer glitches and detailed information on my drive to and from work. What I watched on TV.
I think it's being inside your own head that makes you realize that sometimes what seems like the excruciating minutia of life to you can actually be very relatable and understandable to people outside you. And I think that's what, brilliant observational comics like Jerry Seinfeld hit on a long time ago. You can take the mundane and turn it into something hilarious and relatable. And it's just, I think that you got to get yourself into a thinky place. And I'm not saying this because I think it pertains to you and what we do around here. I suppose in some sense it does. But I was thinking about this. I was like, if you have time to just sort of sit there and narcissistically pick through the events of your day, there's a very good chance that you could turn it into something wildly comedically entertaining, as Jerry Seinfeld did. He actually said once, he was like, this is what I do. I spend way too much time on things that aren't worth that time. And people expect that of me. It's like his job is exploring the mundane. And, I think... Plus, you are the worst teller of stories ever. I will hearken back to that, hey, Funkhouser, have you ever joined the Mile High Club? No. Oh, wait, I forgot. Yeah, once I did on a private jet with a porn star. I was like, okay, see, better story than anybody else had. And you just glossed right over it. Forgot it even.
See, sometimes I just need a little pep talk from you, like right now. I have a story now. I thought about it, and yesterday... that Fast and Furious 7 movie's coming out?
Yes.
It's like the biggest thing in Hollywood. Well, I had a meeting downtown, like in heart of Hollywood, and they closed all the streets because Vin Diesel was doing his, handprint in the cement thing in front of the Man's Chinese Theater. They're doing a big thing.
He only just got one?
Yeah, I think it was him. Might have been The Rock, or it might have been the tire of the car.
Well, it seems like they'll give those out to anybody these days. Like, it really takes less and less to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, no, it's not someone a star. Like it's in front of the Man's Chinese Theater. It's like, Marilyn Monroe has her feet in it and hands and stuff. Yeah, it's a different
So do you
deal.
get, like, is it next level? Like, a star is one level, and then the handprint is
two different things.
More so.
The mayor of Hollywood has to give you a star, and I think you have to pay for it. And yeah, you have to pay like $2,800 to
so
join,
anybody could just buy themselves onto it?
Well, you got to be picked, and then you have to join their club, and then it's like $2,800 a year.
A year?
Yeah, it's
in perpetuity. You have to keep paying for your star.
But those that have stars have that want for that. They want to be in the club.
I guess they also probably have $2,800 a year to be like, that's for a piece of sidewalk.
Yeah. Go ahead and 409 it for me, won't you? But no, it took me like 3 hours to get there, and it was horrible. So there you go, Hollywood and traffic all rolled in together.
There was actually a report that came out recently that said Los Angeles has far and away the worst traffic of any city in America.
Yep.
I was surprised because I don't deal with it on a daily basis in a commuter sense, but to beat New York City or to even beat Washington, D.C. They stagger work schedules in Washington, D.C. because of the traffic. Like, wow. They like some people go 9 to 5, some people go 10 to 6, and some people go 11 to 7. And it's just to cut down on commuter traffic because traffic in D.C. is so bad. I guess they have that loop around sort of like, the capital area.
Yeah, I think over there it's like constant traffic all the time. That's what makes it bad. But here it's random, horrible traffic at random times that you can't predict. And that is where the infurious behavior comes from, because everybody gets just really mad that